And part three, the most important part of the system to me, maybe it is to Peter, maybe not, the loudspeakers. Tell us about the loudspeaker. This is loudspeaker is what model and what price point?
This is the ANE SEC signature. The C stands for cobalt, which actually is a bit of a misnomer because it's using a Nico magnet and it's only part cobalt, it's about a third. So, but the C is sort of traditionally has been there ever since we started. So. It's no great secret that the speakers are originally, the original concept came from Peter Snell. And I think it's important to emphasize the debt that I owe to him as far as his speaker design is concerned, because without the very great thought that he put into the original Type E, this would not, never have been as good as it is now. What we've done is we've refined every aspect of the speaker in terms of the cabinet materials, in terms of the processes that make the speakers, the materials in the cones and the diaphragms and the magnets, and we've sort of refined and refined and refined. The greatest discovery really came when by mistake somebody made a port that was too small on a pair of prototype speakers. And I stopped them in the corner and realized that the bass suddenly improved dramatically. It's a bit like the man who invented the omelette by dropping 3 eggs on the floor, and that was all he had to eat. So he had to make something with it. And that really made me realize that using the room and the parameters of the room as reinforcement in the bass and as a way of reducing the sensitivity that the speaker has to different rooms. Because most rooms have a very similar behavior when you look from the corner upwards.
And we'll turn around and do that because a speaker, we'll see in the corner the room, and when the speaker sits in the corner, it couples better to the room.
Well, it pressurizes the room. And a huge amount of experimentation has gone into working out the port dimensions and the setup procedures that we use to set the speakers up are complementary to that. And whilst I think there's probably still some work to do there, we've reached a point now where I think we're probably 85% of the way. And as I always say to people who say, "Oh, look at these little laughable little speakers," never listen to the bass. Most speakers they'll put most speakers to shame that have 2 12-inch bass units.
And that's an 8-inch unit.
And this is an 8-inch unit.
It just shocked me. The sound that comes out of the size box, it's back in the corner. It breaks all the audiophile rules. It projects the sound out into the room. It pressurizes the room. You would not be mistaken to think that it's got kind of almost an MBL characteristic in how it fills the room, but it fills the room with the essence of each recording naturally. It doesn't remanufacture a sound stage. It projects the actual microphone feeds from the recorded event. I find it extraordinary.
That's, I mean, if that isn't what a stereo should do, I think there's been a sort of I won't say misdefinition of stereo over the years, but there's been a move away from what stereo originally was intended to do, to sort of almost the packaging of the music, i.e. the presentation, is more important than what the music does by itself. And we need to move back a little bit towards where this originally came from, and that goes both in terms of music appreciation and also the presentation, which is part of that.
And you get a little bit of a bonus because the speakers do sit back in the room and it doesn't affect your decor as much, and the significant other won't complain as loudly, and they will fit into multiple environments with not too much of a worry. It works perfectly to small to medium to even a larger size room, and again, it's a pressurization, a sensation that you feel when you listen to the music. You feel it, you in fact couple to the music. Yeah. Well, you're an extraordinary designer, an engineer, an entrepreneur.
Not engineer. Andy Grove should be thanked.
Andy Grove is
my partner.
Well,
I
Peter,
conceptualize. He does all the hard work.
Peter, you're again, hats off to what you've given to the industry. A lot of people have learned a lot from you. You've led the way in multiple designs, implementation of silver, implementation of using low-powered product, simple circuits to deliver complex music, and a system today that is the most expensive two-channel system perhaps in the world.
Certainly the most expensive, I think, for CD replay. Once we start adding turntables and things to it, it gets significantly more expensive.
Well, again, it is a wonderful accomplishment, and if it's a lifetime of product that sits here, you should be a very proud man.
Well, it's not over yet.
Well, thank you very much. We look forward to what comes next.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're back next year.